the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonic's Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money.
Mr. Witness,
Sedo,
welcome back.
Bismillah.
You told this commission earlier that on this day, when you are taken to Lamin Dabo's office, a hood was placed over your head. By then you saw Bombardier and two other people, and you were tortured in that office. Do you recall saying that? Yes. You said that was the only person you knew among them. Bombardier and another person called Lamin, you had his name being called. Is that correct?
Yes.
How did you come to know Bombardier?
Bombardier
London.
I don't know Bombardier.
Bombardier. Before.
I didn't know him before, but it was at the NIA that I saw him and I had people calling him Bombardier.
The reason why I asked this question is as at the time you were in detention, Bombardier was also in detention. So he could not have been the person to torture you. What do you say to that?
I don't know him personally, but somebody called Bombardier was there. I saw him standing.
You see, on the 9th of June, 2010, Bombardier appeared before the High Court on charges of treason.
Bombardier yasamba kiti bu nyati no la tumirol la memu jamfa ya kiti tumirol.
So in 2010, Bombardier pretty much resided at Mile 2 prison.
Bombardier 2010 sang kono wato la be kasi bombato memu Mile 2.
I have the report of the alleged coup d'etat of 2009. 2009
tumiro mengeme le kam coup d'etat
in which Langtombong Tamba, Bombardier, alias Kausu Kamara, and others were charged with treason.
Damento Langtombong Tamba, and Kausu Kamara, Gafa Bombardier, and Indo Kotamol Dabe, Tumiro Menton, Memu coup d'etat.
So they were all in prison, and he could not have been the person to torture you at the NIA. What do you say to that?
It could be. I don't know Bombardier, but I had people calling the name Bombardier there.
And would you accept that this may be a case of mistaken identity?
ko ebe sonna nyin no ko fo nyimbe kala kula de me yalon ko mbuye mole suude me yalon ko amanke wo moti
manje muta because mfana mafu bombarder le liba.
Well, I cannot take that part because I didn't say that he was the person who beat me.
But of course the insinuation, the suggestion is there that the people who were in the room with you, including the person you identified as Bombardier, and the people who actually tortured you. The insinuation is there.
wala nyindi ko mola melbe ma bere mo boni kono je abe kono je bombarde to be jere andu mo mol wolle tarta mol kono mera wolle li ko boni kono
nsonta je la bare bombarde to na bombarde lo ne bar mon bombarde ntafo no la ko moy ko nyine fa mo bombarde.
Well, I can accept that, but I cannot even identify the person who is Bombardier. I cannot point him out to anybody.
Was Marlon before?
Because I didn't know him before.
Okay. In view of the information I just provided you about the fact that Bombardier was in detention at the time and could not have participated in your torture, would you now accept that Bombardier was not one of your torturers?
Kasiji ni haninka bi kibaro laga mendi la jang membe suji ni Bombardier la kola ko watu men na ite betarle ibe mo ni ngone be li pakam Bombardier o watu la be kasibu ngotole atamanke bu moti me yalon ka be ma bere num dingirato bu mo ni kono tarte bute kan mo ni men kono je be sonna o maba
wonte jabir koy soto no lawto because nte lota damto wala mon Bombardier lo so in son tawato lo mon son otolo mon Bombardier lo ngato mo le bombarder.
Well, that's something which I cannot accept because I don't know Bombardier, I cannot identify him. But what I heard at that time was someone was being called as Bombardier. So this is how I also came to know that this person is Bombardier. That's all what I know about him.
In essence, in the room, in the office of Lamin Dabo, you do not know the identities of the people who tortured you.
Haninka bi office ko no memu Lamin Dabo office ko nyin kono je haninka bi amansene mambata ima long mol la melbe ma beri ngo bo nyin kono je o Lamin Dabo office nyin kono je ime long ime sute
long.
Yes, I don't know them.
Thank you very much.
In Marabage.
So now let's move on.
Silan matenten.
You have talked about several torture sessions.
Ye buteri ben jamal delfo.
So, and you told the commission that you agreed to sign a statement.
And we are for commission inatna sonde ka kaito do sign.
On the day your child was taken upstairs by Omar Cham.
Lumumel na idimma ni ya samba bunjango santo me ya samba je wala mo kilindi ka me Omar Cham.
And in your testimony you said he threatened you that if you do not give them what they want by signing this statement, then you would not see your child again.
And we are for commission where I said and lokono ko iko Omar Cham yesilandi akoe ko ning ayata itol isurata men na ibulu nima wodila idumo nying itajala.
Is that your testimony?
So wala wila said and rodi wala foba.
Yes.
Is this the truth?
Wala mtonyati.
Wala mtonyati.
Yes, that's the
absolute
truth.
Nina mtonyati.
Wala mtonyati.
That's the
You
truth.
are on the oath.
Because wala kota de.
Wala mtonyati.
That's the truth.
Now let's proceed.
Silang matentang wala.
But before all this time,
Bari janni ni wadol be.
you have had other encounters at the NIA where you have seen boxes being brought.
Ye ini ye choki nyomo wande nyo ise nyolo soto ni mol tema jele. Damel to yalon ko yi box ko dol jeje.
Can you tell us about it?
Kuma fonye fesi fen kuma fono nyo ko to ba.
Yes.
Please proceed.
Dan ya fonye.
Boxo sifa juma.
What kind of boxes?
In your statement, you told us that some soldier came to the NIA carrying a box.
Ila kuma kangoro membe safari ya foje ko sojaro ro na taji NIA anim boxol.
And you assisted in carrying the box.
And you de maro ke ala pour ka box ol ni sika.
Is that true?
Fo mu to nyati ba?
Ade?
Yes.
Kindly tell us the story about this box and the contents.
Silang kuma fanyi ni box ol la ko do ani mun be box ol ni kono.
Box ol ni amanke sinya kilinde o fulati ngamere sinya saba.
The case of these boxes was not only once. I think it was up to 3 times.
So nye box o samanan sinya follow.
The first time that this man came with that box,
so malum abifabe hawjere nebang anatantala wumo kono.
I don't know whether he was in a hurry, but he came to my room.
Box o nyintuje.
He left the box there.
Baringaje box o nyimbe mammankan.
But I saw the box being shaken around like it was moving.
Yeah. So anatafo nyeko box o nyi asamanye jana numola office ndekatale science.
Then he told me, help me and take this box to Numo's office because me, I am going away right now. I took up the box and took it to Numo's office.
Who was this soldier?
Not London, but I remember at this very moment.
I knew his name before, but I cannot remember it now.
Does the name Farin ring a bell to you?
Niye Farin to mo fo se ku mamandi sono mo kono ba?
Maybe Mfalli.
Mfalli, maybe it could be Mfalli.
Mfalli what?
Falli nyadi.
Adera or Kebe?
Jera or Kebe, one of those.
Could it also be Jabang?
Fabe kila Jabang fanang to.
Yeah, Mfalli Jabang.
Yes, Mfalli Jabang. Yes.
So Jabang Fadera Kebe?
Mfalli is correct.
Mfalli is correct.
Yeah. Do you know the which institution he worked for?
Ya na be do ko la do ko bunda jumal to ba?
State guard.
What I heard from the other security people there was that he was one of the state guards personnel.
In your statement, you said this guy was an officer called Jabang.
Mfalli is the name.
And would you agree or would you say that his last name is Jabang?
Suffering because I remember ala muso ni na muso contacts and ala muso fananka Jaban to fanan fole.
Well, if that is what is written, it could be because his wife had contact with my wife, and his wife used to say something, a surname like Jabang.
Do you know what eventually happened to him?
After some months, Najele Yafanan detained in the same NIA.
After some months, this person in question was also detained at the NIA there.
Good. So we have now a Mfalli, who worked with state guard and was subsequently detained at the NIA.
Ilang Mfalli to soto jang me along ko abedo ko la state guard memo masala korda baroti nyala ba woni inarna fana muda ya sindi NIA.
So this guy came to the NIA headquarters
anara NIA la korda baro
and he carried a box.
And
you said he left the box in the room that you were. What did he do when he put the box in your room?
Box London because the reception of the business more jamal the reception auto then ikadunte yanan among Kemfalli Damati. Well, several times.
That happens there several times because the reception is always busy. So sometimes when there are a lot of people around at the reception, some of them will come into my room and go. So the same thing happened with him. That's how he was at the reception. Not once, not twice, it happens, and that's how he came into my room with that box.
Could you give us or the setup, your office, the room you occupied, and the reception. Can you give us an indication here what the setup was so that we can have an understanding?
Well, isi taman sero tandi non na jambang. Ila office of reception wala mi kadunda wala jia damendo ni nata. Anite bungo bebe bungo menkono aba lori nyadi le. Fo isi taman sero isa taman sero ni jambang.
Isa taman sero no.
Yes, I can.
Go ahead.
Tenteng ya itandinya.
Misafe nyinyin tableau move yake almost 1 meter from the door.
Almost if you move that table and put it at place almost 1 meter from the door.
Let the record indicate the table of the executive secretary.
Batu safaro ni puru atilinde puru na safar la na tableau ba na executive secretary la tableau ba.
And the door he is referring to is the exit into the commissioners conference room.
Andong ibe bunda menna wala nyinti commissioner ka finding ani bunda menna bate ka dunga ni bunda menna.
See?
Tenteng.
Comme hotel ke la main hall to side door will ke la remote.
Like that will be part of the main hall, but on the side will be the area where my room was located.
And the witness indicated where the how do you call it, the interpreters are located.
Yes, just he pointed towards where we are sitting.
Yes.
Monday chori roge damento fanna la wala damento mafon wala memu kan nasor la be sirin damento mafon in ko mala munun kela mala karola.
That place you occupied, what was it?
Tebe dingira mento je be sabadrin damento mum bunna mum jeti.
Well, they just placed me in that room, but I don't know what room it was or what room it is.
Was it an office, was it a cell, or was it just a waiting area?
Bungonye selo lembang fo batu dila dingira lembang fo office lembang.
I cannot say that.
Did it have a desk?
Fo ay sirang so lembang.
No, fentige.
There's nothing in the office.
Did it have a mattress?
Ay la so lembang.
Sirang be lorinje barum fon le ka sirang londije matlal be samberinje.
Yes, you have some mattresses which were placed against the wall, and as for the chairs, it is we ourselves who bring in chairs into the room there.
Okay. Why did Jarabang or Mfali leave the box there in your room?
Mune ya sabu Mfali Jabang mune ya sabu ay ni box wol na tay tu ibe bungo men kono.
No lonko.
I don't know.
But he asked you to take it to Numo Kujabi's office.
Baya kumunta ko nyi nyala bango narna fo pour ya samba Numo Kujabi la office kono.
Why didn't he do it himself?
Mune ya sabu da fon kunno ma ka faye ka samba je.
Naji fanam fole ako abe hawjere na samba Numo office.
I said that a little bit earlier. He said he was in a hurry, and he asked me to take it for him to Numo's office.
But weren't you a stranger to him?
Foto man kay dum dango ba.
Mfali na jamal ki je ayante je odlato.
Mfali came there several times, and he used to see me there.
Were you familiar with each other?
Ina dalta nyola ba.
Na wandali nyola bar ay na jamal ki je ayante je.
Well, we are not that acquainted, but he came there many times, and he used to see me there.
It would take a great deal of trust, wouldn't it?
To
just entrust such a box to someone that is hardly familiar to you.
In the NIA, a lot of things used to pass through that room, which was not only in Fali.
Well, we will come to that. But you said this box was moving. Did you eventually know why the box was moving?
Yes.
Tell us.
I came to know through Mfali's own words.
Fongola ndela nyini kam falli munebe jang boxo nyin kono akonye denano le beje.
I asked him finally, what is inside this box? Then he told me that this box contains a baby.
Was the baby alive?
Denano nyinga be balurin.
Silado yes, silado manje boxo nyin kono.
Yes, in one way, yes, but in another way, it could be because I didn't look inside the box.
No, on this, let's first talk about this particular instance. The first instance came with the box and left the box with you. You said the box was moving. Why was the box moving?
Ndala nyini kan kan falle la boxo maman kan fo sisere beje akonye hani akonye molle be mo atondi denano ba kon asamanu mola officer to sign.
Well, I asked him, Mfali, your box is moving. Is it a fowl inside there or what is inside this box? He said yes. It is a baby which is inside this box, but help me and take it to Numo's office.
And what did you do?
He
went out and I also went out.
Where did you go?
Numola office.
I went to Numo's office.
With what?
The box, I took it to Numo's office.
Did you see what was inside?
I didn't see what was inside because I didn't open the box, but the box was moving.
Did you hear any particular noise being made apart from the movement?
That also happened, but that was another time, different from this first time.
So, did this event happen in 2009?
In 2009, I can't remember.
Rather, you were arrested in 2010, so it would have been in 2010. Yes? You were arrested in 2010.
2010
remember.
I can't remember the year.
Well, I can tell you it's 2010 because I have your statement here. The statement you gave to the NIA. And it was on the 15th of April 2010 that you wrote the statement. And it was signed on the 5th of May 2010.
And we signed May 2010.
Yes, it was done on the 15th of April, not 5th.
April karotil tangan in Lulu among April Lulu tan in Lulam.
You agree?
It's on Talaba.
I need Manson because Aman can tell a statement.
I don't agree to that because that was not my statement.
Are you disputing the date the document was done? I'm not talking about the contents. I am not talking about the contents, I am talking about the date.
Well, the reason for disputing this is what is written in that document is not my statement. So the date written on the document is a day which I cannot remember.
But you still dispute that your arrest was in 2010.
remember.
I'm not disputing the date, but I said I cannot remember the date.
Yes, but you are now being reminded.
Saying
it was in 2010.
2010 la yesa kasoro foi sonda wala ba.
No, membalang tara kasola bar membalang bar ndema lo remember.
No, I'm not disputing, yes, but the day itself is what I cannot remember. But I agree that I went to jail.
All right, I would check it online. The newspapers hardly lie about date of events. Just a moment, it will still come, it will soon come up. It's not a controversial issue, but I would just want to tell you that this event happened in 2010. You agree?
Remember? No, I'm not disputing that. But the day is the date I cannot remember.
Okay. All right. So on this occasion, you went to Numo Kujabi's office. You have this box in your possession. And then what did you do?
On that first occasion, I took it to Numo's office, I gave it to him, then I left his office.
How did you give it to him?
I just went and placed it inside his office.
Where was Numo at the time?
He was in the office there.
Did he see you?
Yes.
Did you have a conversation with him?
On the first day, we didn't exchange any words. He didn't tell me anything.
What did you do with the box?
I just placed it inside his office.
Did you show him that you were placing a box in his office?
Yes, he was sitting down looking at me.
So you uttered no word?
What I said was, they told me to bring this for you. He told me, put it down.
Did you hear the baby cry?
That also happened, but not on that first day.
So this particular day, the baby was moving in the box, but no cries.
Yes.
And you did not open the box to see the baby?
No.
In your honest statement, you are on the oath. Did Fali or Jabang or Fali Jabang or Fali Kebe or Fali Fadera, did the person tell you that it was a baby inside the box?
Yes.
And you could see the movement, or you could feel the movement of the box?
Yes.
Where in the office did you place the box for Mr. Kujabi?
Mr. Kujabi, Numo Kujabi of Sokon, Yalonda of Sokon of Midoma Fane.
Even Tala of Soto Maracarola, Ponya Alonde, Nabuxolondije.
If you enter his office on the left-hand side, in the room there, he told me to put it down there. That's where I placed it.
When was the next time?
After a few weeks after.
I think that took place after a few weeks.
And what happened?
Same time, an inbox sonata.
The same time he came with a box.
What time of the day was it?
It always happens early in the morning.
Like what time?
No, malum wati juma but somanda juno.
I cannot estimate the time, but I know that it is in the early hours of the morning.
But what does early hours of the morning mean to you?
Niko somanda juno la mo koto mo munati ite.
Somanda juno drum, janni 9 o'clock lang.
Early in the morning, that's before 9 o'clock.
Before people go to work, while people have already gone to work, or later?
Before 9.
I can say before 9.
When it happened, did it all happen at the same time or at around the same time?
Well,
I cannot say that they all took place at the same exact time because I don't check time because I was not sitting there to check on them or check on time.
We want to know, we all know commission would start in the morning, not early in the morning. So on these events, did it all take place in the morning?
Lafta kalong na commission ro jang ni besilang kasi somandala jam malo na ko sonda juno di fo akenyi ni gamen wala mi do fo be kita wati kilimon laban somandala ba.
I remember all kita somandala.
Once I can remember, all took place in the morning.
All 3 events.
Ni sinya sabol be.
Hakilo man do. Fa sinya fulo kita somandala. Fa tilbulo mon men kala hakilo man memuta.
If I can remember if I can remember properly, these first 2 incidents took place in the morning, but I know it all happened.
So tell us about the second incident.
The second time it was also a box.
How many boxes?
Boxi
1.
Boxer ni ngasamba for number office water ngadi no kumbo ko mo number office kon.
I also took that box to Numo's office, but that was the time inside Numo's office I had the baby crying in the box.
Inside the office?
Office on kono.
Numola office kon.
Inside Numo's office.
Yes. And on this occasion, why were you in the most office?
When I entered Numo's office, he told me to sit down. He told me whatever object we bring into this office, never talk about it and let nobody ever hear it from you.
What was he referring to?
It means that the box that I brought in there.
Was he talking about the box or the contents of the box?
Well, it is the box that I took there, but whatever is in the box, he didn't mention particularly what is in the box. He just said the box.
No, what I'm driving at. What did he not want you to talk about? Was it just the box or the contents of the box he did not want you to talk about?
What I think is that it is the content of the box, because I had the child crying in the box.
That was the second time.
Yes.
So you left the box there.
Yes.
On this second occasion, who took the box to the office?
The same person.
Same person. No killing.
Did he require your assistance to take the box into that office?
Yes.
But it was only one box.
Box David na kusinya fula wala musabanjamati. I box fula samana.
He brought 2 boxes, but there was a third one also.
No. he brought 2 boxes, but that was on the 3rd occasion. That's what you said, right?
Box full of nati, but box full of nati sinya sabanya onyinal, sila sabanya onyinal.
So the second occasion, it was only 1 box.
Sinya fulanja onyin box killing ayola nati.
And on that occasion, did he require your help to take the box to Numo's office?
Sinya fulanja onyin filling ayo box killing onyin nati. Fo ay kanindo kani ibulle bang puri ya dema pur ka box onyin samba Numo's office kono bang.
Kamune fo sinya fulanja fo sinya sabanjang.
Bemen fo karola ni sinya fulanja onyin. Ni box onata. Ay yin kani bulule bang pour yade ma yo boxo fanan samba no mola office
boxo ni akille nyinin ka wala nam fane alon ko that day de na no be boxo kono because de na no nyimbe kumbo la no mola office.
Yes, he asked me to help. So that was the day when I had the baby crying inside the box when I took it into Lumo's office.
So what were you helping to do?
Saya itu tarta kamu de mardi kamunke.
Boxo ni samba no mola office because
to take the box into Lumo's office because the man who brought it had already left.
So on each of those 2 occasions, he left the box with you and he left.
Yes.
And this was early in the morning.
Somanda.
Yes, in the morning.
Before work.
I cannot say that, but it happens in the morning. I know that people come early to the NIA office.
The issue I have is that he did not go to Numo's office because there were many people there and in the reception. That's what you said earlier, isn't it?
Yes.
But that could not have happened early in the morning. Because people would not have been at work.
Funny member NIA at that moment, NIA even from 7 o'clock.
Except for those who are not at the NIA working, but people used to be there as early as 7 o'clock.
And the place is full of people, reception, full of people.
Reception,
those years, NIA is always full.
In those days, NIA is always full.
Yeah. That's your testimony. And when was the 3rd occasion?
It took some time before the 3rd occasion.
Tell us about it.
He came with 2 boxes. He told me, help me and take one of the boxes and convey me to Numo's office. So we all went together till Numo's office. I placed the box down and I left them inside the office. I left him with Numo in the office.
Was there any conversation?
I didn't have anything, I didn't discuss with them anything.
On that occasion, did you hear or did you hear the baby cry in the box?
That was during the 2nd occasion, as I said here before.
How about the 3rd occasion? Did the baby cry?
It could be, but I cannot remember exactly.
Okay. So, on the 3rd occasion, what assistance did you provide?
I just helped him to take up one of the boxes.
How many boxes were there?
Come again?
How many boxes were there?
Box full. 2 boxes.
And how many of the boxes did you carry?
1.
And what happened to the other?
He himself took the other box.
So, did you said that Mr. Jabang or Mfali
Mr. Jaba waradom Mfali
was later arrested and brought to the NIA? Did you have a conversation with him?
Yes.
What did he tell you?
Falu nata o wato be klende ko ikamolle ikadindo le samananjang from here motodo fanankane kamake samba.
What he told me in the conversation was that they used to bring these babies there, and another vehicle will come to pick up these babies and take them away.
Did he say where the babies were coming from?
I cannot remember that, but I had a lot of discussions with Mfali.
Did he say where the babies were taken to?
If I can remember properly, he told me that they used to take these babies to H.E.'s place in Kanilai.
Did he use a particular word to suggest to you that it was being taken to H.E. in Kanilai?
Kumakan fobang member itandile ko kasamba H.E. Kanilai.
Yes, I cannot. If I remember properly, that could be.
What do you remember?
That's just what I said a few seconds ago.
Did you ask him any other questions?
No.
Do you know to what use the babies were put?
I
don't know that.
The difficulty I have is that you seem not to be able to remember much of what you said in your statement about this issue. And this is a particular troubling incident or incidents.
It's funny totally because la situation because the kujamale taki mentambita.
Well, what caused that is that at that time, sometimes I am not myself because of the hardships I encountered there.
Let me read out to you what you said in your statement.
On the
third occasion, he came with 2 boxes. And he came to the room where I was while carrying a box. And said, Mr. Samateh, come out.
Mr. Samateh,
go to my vehicle and bring the other box. I pushed the box and realized that there was a baby inside. And the baby wasn't alive. We took the boxes to Numo's office. That's what you said in your statement.
Still now,
that's what you said. That's what you said a minute ago.
Well, still now, it could be the same because I didn't say that for the 3rd occasion the baby was crying.
Unfortunately, Mr. Samateh, that's what you said.
Between Mr. Samateh,
you said On the third occasion too, the baby was crying.
Eko sinya sabanja unyim fanan. Dena no nyimbe kumbo kame. Dena no nyim kumbo tale.
Inside Numo Kujabi's office.
Numo Kujabi la office okono.
Asike?
Yes.
Remember that.
That could be. I cannot remember everything. But this thing happened on 3 occasions.
Right. And you said later on,
and it ended for Wakola.
Jabang got arrested and was brought to NIA.
Wakola le Jabang fanga muta ya nati NIA.
I asked him, what do they do with those babies? And from where did they have them? You told the investigators that, correct?
Yes.
What answer did he give you?
No, remember Jaba and Jabi Menla.
I cannot remember what Jabang replied.
But that too is a bit troubling. Because this is very important information. You agree that this would be very important information?
Yes, I agree.
And if he told you that they collected them in Sukuta, you would have been able to remember that, wouldn't you?
It could be that I will also forget that.
That would be quite strange, wouldn't it? Because this would be very vital information.
That's true.
But in this case, did he tell you of an arrangement, of a method of doing things?
Fire kuno foyenne menketa ila kulu tamandinga tika kulu tamandino nyame ayo fayna ba
Jabo kuma Jamal Fonte but Jabang fanana la family lam.
Jabang told me many things, but Jabang also has his own family. And he has children of his own in this country with his wife.
We are not talking about Jabang's family or his wife or his children.
Mantara Jaban na dimba la kumafokang ala muso wala la dindimulu.
We're talking about the conversation you had with him.
What did
he tell you about the working arrangements concerning the babies?
I cannot remember all in my mind.
Even
if I remember all of it, I am not ready to divulge all of what he said to me here, because I know that he is also a family man.
Mr. Witness, are you hiding behind confidentiality in order to masquerade some of the deficiencies in your statement?
Sai selo ilafte mabola kullo la kibaro le koma puru ite fawla kuma kawul to fatam fanso lu menu tartaje ilafte mabola wala nyama
ni nak maka to man fatam fansi keje andu ngalon ko fatam fansi teje bari de jaban nak kuma kawul dolu fono la jam puru dunya yo moya because jaban dingol lebe jaban fanam bulu men de balurin.
It's not part of hiding or trying to hide myself behind privacy about Jabang, what he told me, but I also know that there are some things that Jabang told me which I cannot narrate here, because I know that Jabang also is a family man. He has relatives in this country. But if you want still, he can write everything down on a paper and hand it over.
Yes, we would be happy to have you write it down. You can have 1 minute with Mr. Kambi. Turn off the microphone and write the information on a piece of paper. And you sign it. feel free to put the information to him in whatever language you want, English, Dutch, well, sorry, no Dutch, English, Mandinka, whatever.
Ko e fanso do e kibaro nyi sabe kawo kawala babu kangolo Mandinka kango suruwa kango.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. For your information, I believe that Mfali Jabang of the State Guards is late. That is the information I have. I will confirm that later. But for what it is worth, the information you have provided here is very important. And it is information that the Commission should know. And the public should also know. I'll provide it to the chairman. Let him take a look at it and see whether this is worth keeping confidential. Because we have had worse. Publicly. And violations of a similar gravity. So perhaps it's not so useful to keep this confidential. I'll provide it to the chair, and he would advise whether this is something you should be able to say publicly. So let's leave it in the hands of the chair. But upon reflection, Do you think that this is something you should be able to say publicly? If you are inclined to say it publicly, then it would not be necessary for the chair to make a ruling on it. What do you say? Do you want to say it publicly?
And so it may not, sorry to interrupt, it may not be necessary at all. The information contained there is very important. We've heard it before. The public should know what it is. It's nothing personal for him that you need to hold back a little bit. Either he reads the thing how he explains it, or you go ahead and read what is written. It is important for the public to know what's in that note.
Yaman kamem fo wala mintu ko akumaya ta bakele kibaro men yey men safe ni kayto balar akumaya ta bakele kibaro moy jande men jawata nyinti ko akumaya ta pour nyim fana jamaaya moy yalo membe kering kansul fatu de la foy ba kansul ba di le tele ya karamba membe jeba fo kansul le ba karanda ba akumaya pour jamaaya moy
o fo atele ba fo afangoy
foy tele ba karande fa ya fo
kadu manke kuti men ya lonko ayete fongole ma wala ite fongola kebaro le.
Okay.
Let's proceed accordingly.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
So, what did he tell you? Where did he say the babies were taken from?
Silanga ko mindole ni bebe ni dena no ni ke samba mindole. Ke bondi mindole, sorry.
Bondi hospital.
They are taken from the hospital.
Did he identify a particular hospital?
Why doctor no so to ba men doctor no men to ba.
I'm not but I informed Musolu Menika Bantingoto.
He didn't mention the hospital, but he said that some women who pass away during delivery,
during childbirth,
during childbirth or delivery,
Musolu Dimolu, letter.
They pick those people's babies.
So later, yes, NIA Koteke, then from NIA, yes, Katast Atondi.
These babies are brought to the NIA and later picked from the NIA and they take them to Yaya Jame's place in Kanilai.
For what?
Sacrifice.
For sacrifice, to sacrifice them.
That is your testimony. So this is what Fali told you. You are under oath.
Yes, this is what Fali told me.
And you saw the babies with your own eyes.
I saw them with my own eyes.
You carried the box or the boxes containing the babies.
Okay.
Yes.
You know the seriousness of this accusation. That the president of this country was taking babies from hospitals and to take them to prison to Kanilai for human sacrifice.
Jalan Sadalti.
Well, Mr. Chair, it looks like we don't have a witness for a moment. We have to give the witness the chance to recuperate from the situation. It's a deeply troubling issue. If this is true, it shows how bad our society had gone. But we have to hear the testimony, and the commission would make its findings on the evidence, and the investigations team would give this issue some special treatment, will give it priority, and will investigate it further with a view to seeing whether we can find any corroboration for this.
Munta lead council kamun fata ngulem nyintiko nyimu kuleti me yalonko akata ku sangara ku kolenti ku dimindingu me yalonko abeke kanu na jamano kono woto woni abeke nangu nin abeke nin ayatara to nyale dum nyin kumoti woto no saje no le ko na jamano tinyata nu nyamin nin to nyalem yo bitu wala na akko kisir bunda membe ibulu yo kisir bunda ibe kamo dile la puru isi tenten yin ko kisir ka kesemeti hani foni ajaba kese woto fo ala bandula fo bita sele la kibar kan ne yalon ko sika kibar doti ka bo kala dola men sinyin kumoto nya yandi no pour isalon memumenti amon dalit kan sul ka wala fote
ni ya kesebeti ya jaba kese. I like that. Welcome back, Mr. Witness.
Bismillah, Sedo.
Are you comfortable to proceed? Are you comfortable to proceed?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
And just to remind you that it is important that we get to the absolute truth. That has happened. And I'll go back to that issue. And forgive me if it triggers certain disturbing reactions. But it is absolutely important that we get this correct. Your testimony is that this state guard officer brought babies to the NIA, and he told you afterwards that the President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh,
His Excellency Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh
was taking babies from hospitals, transport them through the NIA, and use them for human sacrifice in Kanilai. That is your testimony.
Yes.
Under oath.
Yes.
You swear that this is the absolute truth.
This is the absolute truth.
Let's proceed. Apart from the issue of the babies.
You
told us that lots of things, terrible things happened at the NIA.
Also, can you come for a brief consultation, please?
Welcome back, Mr. Witness.
Sedo bismillah kotenke.
Are you okay now?
Be fambulle bang sayamba.
Are you happy to proceed?
Be se wori ndaba buga tentamba.
We have your blessings on that.
Ngai junyo soto wala.
Is that a yes?
Wala mhati bang.
Thank you very much. I want to discuss a few topics before we finish.
Ni lafta fanna dandan le kachala nite jannimbe parela.
One is things you were showed
Wala follow kola me tandila
at the NIA premises,
NIA la sansan kono je me tandila je
which was intended to scare you to give a statement.
wala minde ye yo fewol tandila men kam wala minde pour que silandi pour ye yo kuma kan di safero.
If you want to talk about it, we can go ahead.
Ninga da be parere ne pour que diamo fanna la don sitenta.
If you don't want to, we have your statement.
Ni mara ne rafana imam pare ka diamo fanna la don yela kuma kan soro jana membe safari.
The next thing we want to talk about,
Kuma fanna fulanja mo mbela ka men kacha
how your statement was finalized,
yela kuma kan ni natana nya ala ko ni natana laban nyaadi le.
the eventual court proceedings,
Kidio ni fanan na ko ni natana laban nyaadi le.
and how you managed to subsequently leave the country.
Andu inarna kata ko fere nyaadi le fo inarna findi banko kan janga kana kata.
And then we would give you an opportunity to say your closing remarks.
Sila niwa bora bina ko kumo bina murule ka ninga dare kuma soro yela kumo da soro wala.
Are you willing to proceed in this manner?
Fo be parere ne pour ka tenden ni silo la ba.
Yes.
You, during your interrogation,
Ninkaro ninjabro ni wito ninkono ini tema.
you said you were tortured on several occasions to give a statement.
Ko yeli pala sinya jamal la pour ye kuma kan di saferoto.
Was there an occasion where you were showed things
Fo wati nana soto nda jelba watu wala me alon ko ye kultandi la ba.
aimed at scaring you into giving a statement?
Pour nyin kamara ko pour que silande do nyin kamara pour ye kuma kan di be men safela.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us about it?
Fo bela fala pour ye fo nyaw ko to ba.
Yes.
It's your choice to say it
Ko to de tele bulu na dia
under the
de.
circumstances, or to just let us go by what is on the statement.
Warando ni lafta fana sita kuma kan wala men di saferoto do. Atu de tele bulu silang. Ni lafta ya fo jama ko ni lafta kuma kan me yemen di men be saferi ngata wala.
I want to talk about it.
Please go ahead.
Tenden ya fo.
NIA, you showed me many things. After they beat people, it was always me who used to clean the upstairs room on many occasions. When
nteleke molla remending inga tara dolu fata o yedolu kuntu nteleke remending sika keke botolu kono.
Sometimes after they deal with people, for example, if some die during that torturing session, it is me who will pack them up, because sometimes they cut people. I will take those pieces and put it in a bag.
Nteleke ta around ikantele samba around ka remending tandinna.
It is me who they usually take around to show me parts of a human being, like a human head.
Omar Cham yo kele ko sinya jama sinya fula o sinya saba.
Omar Cham did it maybe up 2 times, up to 3 times. Omar Cham did that
Mo ko tandinna
to show me a human head.
afonye ko nyimon sombe nyine kele fana nang yefa sokawe kono.
If you refuse to tell us what we need, we will do the same thing to you and throw your remains in a soccer way. I've seen pieces of human flesh. I saw human hands which were cut off. I've seen people whose eyes were removed from their sockets. There is nothing which I have not witnessed at the NIA. In the torturing of people.
how many times where you sewed these human heads, you said?
Watu jellam yen mo kumol tandila.
It was even more than 3 to 4 times.
Where did this incident happen? Where at the NIA did it happen?
NIA mostly coma.
NIA most of the time behind.
And these human heads of what race and what sex?
More
difference divino because mantara mampare nyanganyalo akam fongalo moments ifa fonam fam.
I didn't check that difference because when they show me these things, I don't even like to look at it to be able to understand or ascertain whatever is in front of me.
But did you see it?
But I saw it.
And you were able to say with certainty that these were human heads.
It was very clear to me that this is a human head.
In all 3 human head.
Yes, they are all human heads.
Decapitated.
Yes, they were decapitated.
Are they freshly cut or these are heads that have been kept for a while?
There was one occasion which I saw, and I am clearly sure that it was just a freshly cut head.
Man or woman?
And it was clear to me that that person was a male.
And who did you say showed you these decapitated heads?
Umar Cham showed it to me on 2 occasions.
You said you were showed this around 3 or 4 occasions. Who was responsible for the other occasions?
I don't know those people.
How did it come for those people to show you those decapitated heads?
They used to come to me and find me sitting and they'll tell me, Sillaba, go and answer.
Okay. And then what would happen?
Then I always go with them to know why they are calling me.
And then what would happen?
And when that happens, sometimes, on some occasions, I have to collect human hands, put them in a bag, or human legs, put them in a bag.
And this is your testimony on the oath?
Yes. Yes.
So eventually you agreed to give a statement.
Yes.
Could you take a look at this document? And look at the signature, and you will tell us whether this was the statement that you gave?
But statement or man can that.
I signed the document, but the statement is not my statement.
And why did you sign the statement?
I was between life and death, and it was not me alone, it was me and my child.
Thank you very much. But in the end, after giving this statement, did you appear in court?
Are they?
Yes.
And tell us how that happened.
Kiti lalo, janni mbita kiti lato, olungolu bekono, janni nye kiti lungumuta, Lamin Dabo, alala luolung kata wale kan karandi membe safaring kaitoto.
Well, whenever a day has been chosen for the trial, I used to go to Lamin Dabo. He will help and teach me and tell me what is written on the paper.
In a sense, you are telling us that he was schooling you. As to how and what you would testify to in court.
Yes,
not only Lamin Dabo, DPP Chenga also. I used to sit down with Chenga and Lamin Dabo. He will ask me and tell me, if I ask you this, this is how you are going to respond to my question.
And did you do that?
Okay. Yes, I did that.
And did you testify?
Yes, I did that.
Did you complete your testimony?
No.
Why?
Because when I was bailed, that's the time when I left the country.
How did you get bail?
I discussed this bill with DPP Chenge and my sister, my younger sister. And then they told me if I can do a certain thing for them, then I'll be able to get a bail.
And what was that certain thing that you were asked to do in exchange for bail?
That I took out a lot of money which I gave to DPP Chenge.
He asked for a bribe. Is that what you're telling the commission?
Yes.
How much?
It was a lot of money. I cannot recall now how much, but it was more than $1 million.
$1 million what?
$1 million.
Your statement said $500,000.
It was more than that.
So,
it was not only once that I gave him money several times.
So, you telling this commission that DPP Chenge demanded that you bribe him over $1 million for him to arrange for your bail.
DPP Chenge wole kanindo kela koya duku kodola mimbita fo membe siala million kodoti dalaso pour ay beliro ko ni topoto e.
Do you realize how serious this accusation is?
Yenin kala mutala ba nyum ko nyinga la jawya nyimbe nyame ba nyim tumiro nyala na la jawya be nyame ba.
Yes.
And this is your testimony under oath.
Ndu nyemu ila seda ndiro de bemen di kan kalokoto.
This is my testimony.
Who gave him the money?
Jumale kodo diala.
I
personally took some to him, and Lamin Dabo took some money to him too.
Lamin Dabo?
And my wife also took some money to him.
Which Lamin Dabo are you talking about?
Lamin Dabo Jumalok Mofoka.
Lamin Dabo NIA.
Lamin Dabo NIA.
What role did he play in that deal?
Lamin Dabo atemu silale tamandi okono.
DPP Chenge.
Just to carry money to DPP Chenge.
Was he a simple courier or he was a courier with interest?
From moldi me alon ko be jele drum ko nyin tamandi fenta e jeba fa be ko nyin tamandi ka fanam na fa ba e jele ba.
As a ken fa ba je bar mo lo by that time.
It could be possible that he also has an interest, but I didn't know that at that time.
Do you know whether he received any part of the money?
Yal na kodo nyin kono je fo afana do soro jele ba ni soro jele ba.
No fanam kala mutar.
No, I was not aware of that.
Did you have to bribe any NIA officers?
Fo ni NIA do kula fana fo mo soro na jele ba yemen buku ba.
Ima ko jamala nyinin kambulo. So mala faawi tele dukote bam famanke dukote bam bare ikanan kanne pour makoro.
They demanded a lot of money from me.
Assistance.
And these, sometimes they come to me and ask for assistance. And I will give them money.
A public officer cannot, should not, and must not receive financial benefits from people under their custody, people under their charge.
Mola me alon ko abe do kula jamala do kulalem amanyan na kodo kanin na warando dugo kanin na mobu me alon ko wala surtout o mari nyimbe la marofa on kodo amanyan na kawoke.
Who have you given money to?
Ite kodo di jumalla.
Siata.
Many of them.
Tell us.
Afanye.
Lumo ba konole.
Lumo is part of it.
Lumo who? Lumo juma.
Louis Bejele.
Lumo juma.
Lumo who?
Lumo Kujabi.
Lumo Kujabi.
How much did you give him?
Oh, I remember Sinya Jama.
I cannot remember that, but I gave him money many times.
You said Louis?
Louis Gomez Bejele.
Louis Gomez is also part of it.
Junior service,
Because and some of the junior officers whom I don't know their names even.
Well, those you mentioned have died, unfortunately.
Anyone?
Yes, I know that.
Any beneficiary of your largesse who is alive? Are there any?
Ye kurodi men na mensiara ye fomo so raja men ga ya be balurimba. Ko yagle mem mutano kotenge.
Alon ko ngafendi lamen dabo la baro manke through DPP chengati.
I know I gave Lamin Dabo something which was not through DPP Chenge.
What did you give him?
I gave him some money.
How much?
Jelu.
Ma remember jelle.
I cannot remember how much. And was a woman also called Wonto. I gave her some money.
Where were you getting all this money from?
From business auto.
Out of my own business.
But you were in detention.
Because the number to Morocco na building or joroke, na business or joroke.
Before going into custody, people who were renting my buildings paid money, and I also got some money out of my business.
So who was bringing that money to you? How are you getting the money? How are you receiving it?
My wife.
Good. So you were granted bail through the arrangement made by Chenge. That's DPP Chenge. That's what you said. That's what you said, right? Okay. So who bailed you?
My younger sister.
So what did you do when you were granted bail?
That's the time when I left the country.
How did you travel?
Through Brikama, then Casamas, through the back road to Dakar.
I went to Brikama and I tried and entered Casamas by the back road. Then I took the way there to go to Dakar.
So what happened to your sortie, the person who bailed you?
When they called me a few days after my bail, that was the time when those people also were arrested.
Who was arrested?
My younger sister, Janke Samateh.
And what was done to him?
Janke also encountered a lot of difficulties.
Like what?
Janke some months in NIL, some months in mile 2.
Janke spent some months at the NIA and also some months at mile 2.
I mean, Janke a total of 11 months under detention.
I think she spent about 11 months under detention.
Did she forfeit the bond that she signed?
It was a compound document.
And what happened to the compound?
Alias Sotole. Yes, we've got back the compound.
How?
Nyadi.
That was key to Purkan Nafenol Besot. There are Fenol and Bendefinta and Nafen Kilimantaranko, Brenna Banco and Dara Kitty Purkan Nafenol Besot.
When I was released, by that time they had already taken all my things. But when I returned back into the country, I went to court to be able to regain all my lost possessions.
Including the property forfeited through jumping of bail?
Hamma do kono walam kordani ti ye korde ido ko may sankaya men na jan kabibe bella isa unda men bella itara.
Hade.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I would leave it at that, but before I go, you say that the statement that you gave was false.
Iko janimbe kumoni mbanda iko ke kumakan ni yemen safege yemen dije iko kumakan de men ko amage kumakan to nyaare ngoti
Manke to nyaare ndefo safari ngole na tan kan ko e laftan na foten.
It is not true. It is not something that I stated. They wrote it and brought it to me and told me this is what we want you to say.
And the statement is that you are selling substances and passing them off as cocaine, and you scamming people of their money.
Amunta kumakamoto yule foko. Ite be fenu wa African e ka fono ye cocaine.
No. They were selling substances like flour and passing it off as cocaine.
Amunta telbe fenu wa African membe ko farinyo. Bari aliba nyine itande kamola ko nyimu cocaine leti.
And you claiming that you are given these substances by the president.
Adu benyine fokanko. Meyo feno deal alikame wafi wonya president wala yo deal.
So people would pay you the money, but they would not get drugs, they would get flowers instead.
Bare nimmeni asangi mafara yo kono deal. Ite kamun deal amanke ko cocaine da amunta ko farinyo wala diwolula.
That is what is contained in this statement.
Wala be safari kuma kama nyinkono.
Tomo kuke andu mo kuma fanan safa statemento nela mon kodita amobulu ka fombe drugs le dilela mo nela mon kodina fanan pro drugs fanan.
I didn't do anything that is stated in that way. I never sold drugs to anybody or scammed anybody to give you flour saying that it is drugs. I didn't do anything like that, and I've never sold any drugs to anybody.
So your testimony is that the system, the NIA, manufactured your statement and tortured you to accept the statement and forced you to testify as per this statement, and they got you to bribe them, that is the DPP, for bail so that you can jump bail and leave the country.
Amunta NIA Italy fansun kumole kafunyo maya safe bidu inatete fanam mutaye forcer to sondi wala ke kalindi inate samba kitu wala yola dunke selo ti mollondi te kamma bidu kololem hanfo birin ko tata inate beltu mo menna utumo le te fanan nata banko bula tata belo nyinkul.
That is your story.
Amunta wala muyla kuma kamaluti.
Keta wala fanan nyam.
That's the way it happened.
Quite extraordinary.
We
won't ask you any questions about the drug dealing. Our primary focus is your victimization. Nonetheless, an interesting story. No further questions, Mr. Chair. And before you close, Mr. Chair, I would want to put in a few documents.
Please proceed on those ones.
The protected information sheet should be Exhibit 177D.
D as in David?
As in David.
Okay.
And the statement he gave at the NIA should be Exhibit 177E. With your permission, Mr. Chair, we admit them as suggested.
Request granted, Council. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Sillaba, for coming to testify before the Commission.
Chairman Mr. Sillaba Samateh, it's on Takanasi, they are a commission.
Provide a gruesome testimony concerning babies.
Aketa CDR leti men ya lonko dinkirabi jo sangrata bakele men keta nyindena non lakoti.
Our mandate period is 1994 July to January 2017.
Ntella watu nyanta men kisi la katonya bondi wala kabo 1994 kana 2017.
During that period, which NIA Directors General did you meet?
Which kono itenen NIA la Director General Jumanyo le nyoje.
And what subjects did you discuss with them?
And inina tamu kulle kacha fanan Allah nyoje kono.
And during the same period,
and whatever which
1994 to 2017,
1994 kana 2017,
did you have the opportunity to meet with President Yahya Jammeh, and what was it that you had discussed with Jammeh personally?
For the inata silo soto lewe which kono pour ene President Yahya Jammeh nyoje natra kitafana le nyoje sai Allah nyoje kono alnata kacha mun kunim kullela wo nyoje which kono.
You have the floor, please.
Silang bunda ila rimo feleye.
De Sillaba Samateh.
Mi Sillaba Samateh.
Ntenene ma Yaya Jammeh janya fangola. Yaman ke television oti.
I've never seen Yaya Jammeh with my eyes naked except on the television.
Yaman ke na tambito doronneje.
Or just seeing him passing by.
Nene ni Yaya Jammeh nene man si doto na balwo kono.
I've never sat down with Yaya Jammeh in my whole life.
It
never happened.
It's a record fintilanam from State House Kafuko Silabana ni Yaya Jammeh Besirin.
They will never be able to show any record from State House which will show that I have met Yaya Jammeh, because it never happened in my life. Never, it never took place.
NIA director.
Secondly, the NIA director, I never sat down with him to the point of discussing. Except for the case of these babies, when he told me that never talk to anybody about these babies, never say it to anybody. Yes, that's what I can answer to your questions.
And with regard to babies being used for sacrifice in Kanilai, you got that information exclusively from Fali.
Amunta dena nulu ikesamba jalangoto sadayala. Amunta yo kumunu besoton Fali lebulu. Yes, I got all that information from Fali.
Thank you very much indeed. Commissioners, if you have any questions, Deputy, you have the floor, please.
Deputy Commissioner, Deputy Chairman,
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Samateh.
Mr. Samateh.
I have one question. When you were carrying out the gruesome acts of clearing dismembered bodies,
where was
your son?
He was there because later on he was very used to the security who were there. So whenever I tell him to sit down near the security, he will sit down there, or if I tell the security people, please take care of him for me, they always take care of him.
Thank you.
Your son was never shown any of those body parts.
Amunta idimo inene mangu hadama dimo lao kuntolu itandiala.
Kabulan no malade.
Sometimes he follows me.
Jeman koima, but sometimes akabulan no malade.
That area is not very clear to me, but sometimes he follows me.
Commissioner Samba, you have the floor.
Commissioner Samba fanan lafte nyininkala.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Sillaba, lafte nyininkala menna.
Sillaba, what I want to ask you about is
na Deputy Chairman demanding ma otole.
Our Deputy Chairperson touched a little bit on that area. This child, because since I came to know, since I became aware of myself in the Gambia here,
prison or detention,
a father has never been incarcerated whereby the son will go and stay with him.
At least
I think they asked or they demanded something from you in which case whereby they will bring this child and allow him to stay with you. I want you to clarify that portion.
Because Kachakono to lose for no fanyel.
It's all
Nisonta, Nisonta Nunuma, ilafta Ferrandina, Okonole Mubirin Sonta, your laptop blanye, your telephone blanye, NIA Kono, Zena telephone use no, Zen Dimositarano Balano, laptop of an Bambuluje.
Yes, it's all part of the same story. Because when they finally made me agree, as Luis told me, yes, if you agree, we will give you chances. That the time when I was given a laptop, my telephones were returned to me, and I was allowed also to have my child near me. My second question is about these babies.
Because as a nurse,
if you have a sick person and you know that this person is a pregnant woman, when she delivers or after childbirth, if she has an escort, somebody who came along with her, you should call the escort and inform the escort that, well, the lady that you came with has delivered a child. If the child is alive, you inform the escort that, well, she delivered a male child or a female child. But these people whose babies were carried away, well, were there nobody who asks for these babies saying that, where is my baby? Is he or alive or dead or something like that? Well, I cannot answer that part because I don't know the parents of those babies, because I was not present when these babies were collected. Okay. So I cannot say this is the mother or this is the father of the baby. Your question is very, very important, but I cannot answer the question because I was not there.
Commissioner Bojan Manyima.
Commissioner Manyima Bojan ne kala nyininka. Ila microphone.
Samateh abarakambe kontona bakela kumakankang.
Mr. Samateh, thank you very much. My greetings to you on your testimony.
Lafta minyininka mena dinoti ni mbeno my NIA.
I want to ask about your child who was with you at the NIA.
Kabitata Mile 2 Central Prison. When you
were transferred to Mile 2 at the Central Prison, what happened to the child? Where did you take him to?
Mile 2.
And how long were you at Mile 2?
Transfer Mile 2. Bilanta finta mailtu manna murje kote ke sinya kilen le ngasuta kilen keje Msasa table very serious then a murndi Royal Victoria Hospital from there then in that decide come to my NIA.
I spent only a day at the central prison and I became very, very sick there. So that very day they took me to the hospital. I spent only one night there. So after I was taken to the hospital, when I recovered, they took me back to the NIA where they left me.
Okay, Abaraka.
Thank you.
Commissioner Imam Jallo, you have the floor, please.
Imam Jallo, what left in Kala?
Witness,
Akosedo.
you have said that you have never met Yaya Jammeh. And it seems most of your answers are forgotten or I don't know. How did you get involved in this mess? Can you explain to the commission, please?
First of all, commissioner,
Nyami nyolo si fale muti.
Amonta nyinkome yeje fanja kono.
Nyinko me ngam fanja kono fane nga Yaya Jammeh nyinin kawla. Munente du nyinko kono.
Well, except if I ask Yaya Jammeh about it, what happened, what brought me into this mess?
Ntenene maja nene na amansi munente du nyinko kono.
I have never seen him. I never sat with him. Now, it's just I saw myself in this.
Thank you. Imam C, you have the floor, please.
Imam C, fanning left in Kala.
Loba jerejef tangadef.
Ako Sillaba inumbara kortanate. Ako Sillaba, if he said that Sillaba, thank you very much. I'm asking you about your child. When you were running to leave the country, when you absconded, where did you leave your child?
European already, so not
Well, he's a European. He is not a citizen of this country. I went along with him.
Thank you very much. Mr. Sillaba, Samateh, if you have any concluding remarks to make, please proceed to make them now.
Sai Sillaba Samateh ni fana kuma kanu soto ibela diamo kumfala menula sila ifana sitente yelufo.
Not kumakan laban wolem nyintiko ala baraka.
What I will say finally is that my sincerest thanks to you.
Albedo ku kende balla.
You are doing a very good job.
So
that all what has transpired here in bad things shouldn't happen again. It has been very difficult for me to sit in front of you here. Well, true, these are things which happened in the past. I never wanted to reveal these things. Because why?
90% imambo nyimbanko kan.
90% of my family are not citizens of this country.
So be mune bensila kan.
Today, what I am afraid of is because I know that they are sitting down and watching this, what's happening here, saying that this is what happened to our father before, which he never even told us.
Maybe several to attend the SI menu before.
Maybe in the form of writing what Esa saw before. I left out a lot of things to defend my family, so that they will not see this country as a very bad place, so that they will never come back here to me again.
But at this moment,
where I am sitting right now, a lot of things came out of me which didn't happen before. Because I never thought that I will reveal all what I said here. It was hard for me, but I will say thank you very much. My advice is going to be to help this country so that we will go along, so that what happened will not reoccur in this country again. So that's what I mean by saying again, thank you. You are doing a very good job. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Samateh, and we should be the ones to be grateful to you for coming to testify before the Commission.
Inimbara baka Mr. Samateh, mteni fananyo ntafulene inimbara puru isonta kanasi komisyon nyati mula kelase de yaro kijang.
We wish you all the best and hope you will recover very well and recover soon.
Mbedwale fo alasi imako ke kulu besono yandiye mbedwala fo esifan soto fanan jata kendi ala karola fo aseke koti fanan alasi mentari yandi.
Thank you again for coming to testify.
We will now take a
1-hour lunch break and resume at 3 p.m. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Transfer services only with Supersonics. If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland and the rest of the world, Supersonics Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics. If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland and the rest of the world, Supersonics Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
te si biir yaa Fatou Guest House ñu ngi leen fa amal li nga xam ne ni moom mooy ko self
saala cabinet
ñaari cabinet ak saal
single room
néegi nag nekkul ne la naa jox waaye duñ leen laaj mooy sore naa ñëw indiwaale leen seen yére kase ndaxte yére yi sax foo leen koo def ñu ngi leen ko amal saala cabinet yi bu nekkaa nga am lal bu nooy saal bi ñu ngi ko defar ba mu yaaña toogu yi nekk fa télé bi nekk fa channel bi nekk fa channel bu la neex ngay cuun waaye nag amuñ si loolu rek yéen ñi nga xam ne yéenay dem ak seen famille ak seen njaboot benn nit wala ñaari nit ñu ngi leen fa amal waañ yu baax waañ yu yaaña bagage yi waañ yëpp ñu ngi fa yow yaay xool loo bëgg a togga rek nga teg si gaz bi daal di taal togga lekk sa xol sedda
néegi tamit nag aman lañ leen lii di AC ak ñu nga xam ne fan rek lañ am waaye amuñ si loolu rek ñu ngi leen amal fu nga xam ne foofu ngeen di toog ngeen fiixlu seen xel dal ñu ngi leen amal ndox ak courant 24 hours amuñ si loolu rek njëg bi yomb ba bëgg a dee
fu ñu nekk nag neex a xam ba bëgg a dee si gannaaw gaaraas si base bi foofu sa fara fañe lu néew rek ngay dox am si marché bi jënd loo bëgg delluwaat sa kër ak yaa Fatou Guest House mun nga noo jokkoo ñun si 790 1355
35 30 489
email si ombay7843@gmail.com si yaa Fatou Guest House so leen fa demee dinañ leen jox customer care service bu baax seen xolay sedda ba ni ngeen fay jógee yaa Fatou Guest House yaa Fatou Guest House lii leen amal yéen ñuy dem fara fañe saay bo leen tëddee nelaw leen ndaxte yaa Fatou Guest House génne na seen coono bi yëpp fii si biir dëkk bi